Gary, it was a tough game, but a hard-earned point in the end. We're happy with it on reflection?
Yeah, very happy with the point. I think any game that you come away from home, particularly against a third-place team in the league, I think their home form is exceptional. And you can see that at times, the way they play, good energy, good control of the ball. More importantly, I think they stop you getting into a rhythm when you get the ball, and that was something I was a little bit disappointed with first half, and I spoke to the players about, we wanted to pass the ball quickly to beat the press and get the ball out to the likes of Cots, to Clayton, to Dukey, and we just couldn't do that. As soon as we won the ball back, they were very, very good at smothering that chance to build any sort of attacks. But we've got to play with a bit more composure. Defensively, we were okay first half. I felt as though we limited them to long range shots, a couple of chances, a couple of set pieces, but not really anything too clear cut. Second half, much better. I felt we grew into the game second half, switched off for the goal. Thought it was a poor goal to concede. Really shouldn't have allowed that goal to happen. And at that point, we've wasted a lot of good work. Good response. It's a set piece that we've looked at. We think that Huddersfield have left a little bit of space around the back post, and Groundsy heads it in that position. Dukey comes in and finishes it off for his 5th header of the season, 5th goal. So, and then after that, we made a couple of really attacking changes to see if we could just change the momentum of the game a little bit. I thought we did that. I thought we were much better. I think Greg and Diego gave us a little bit more composure, which we hadn't showed first half. And then I think the last 10 minutes, I think they played the way they want to try and win the games. We've had a lot of attacking players on there to try and win the game, and I think either team had chances to win the game.
You probably anticipated that they would have a lot of possession, as you mentioned. So were you pleased with the defensive aspects you've seen? Because as you mentioned, they didn't create too many clear-cut chances, did they? No,
they didn't. I wanted to get back to that kind of clean sheet mentality that we've had away from home early in the season, and we couldn't quite do that. They scored a goal, but we come and respond once again from being a goal down, which shows great character, and like you say, limited them to not too many clear-cut chances. They have the ball, that's how they play. They build from the back, they play from the back. And there's times where I think, we tried to stop the goalkeeper rolling it out and make the goalkeeper kick it, because we felt as though they didn't have as much strength and size as us, their forwards, against our defenders. But in open play, at times they're going to get it. And unless we found that the home game, didn't we, last season, that if you're prepared to go right up against them and press it, you better do it really, really well, because they pass around it. And with two strikers, I just felt as though the midfield would get dragged out of position. So we wanted to sit in a little bit more, block the game up, and I just felt with Clay's pace and Dukey up there, then we certainly could still be quite ambitious. But we just struggled to do that first half. I think if you don't play with a lot of quality in any game, you're going to struggle to attack, and we didn't attack anywhere near enough. So pleased with the way we settled down second half, and against a good side, I thought it was a reasonably good point.
Well, the game sort of shot into life after the 2 goals, and the last 10 minutes was as frantic as you're likely to see. There must have been some mixed emotions on the bench. Yeah,
again, I mean, I think they've scored something like 6 late goals after 75 minutes, or 6 winning goals late on in games. So, they're very ambitious at the end of the game to try and win it. And we just felt if we can just save a sub or two attacking late on in the game, it's going to be a little bit more open, and I think it was. You look, the last 10 minutes was Shots has had a really good header. Grounds has had a chance on the back post with a couple of goes at breaking, where maybe a bit more quality on the final pass. Spector's put a couple of great balls in there, and they've had a few moments themselves as well. So I thought it was a good end to the game, and typified, I felt, what was a really honest game. They were better than us overall. But we're gritty away from home. We've dug in. We've defended well at times. And if we'd have took one of the late chances, then maybe we could have come away with all the points. But I think that probably would have been a little bit unfair on Huddersfield.